Hello and welcome. I'm Tyler, and we all know that puck preparation is important. Dialing in your dose, your grind, distributing evenly, tamping properly. However, your pre-infusion process can be equally as important to get a good extraction. So what is a pre-infusion? How does a pre-infusion impact the overall extraction process? How do pre-infusions impact the flavor of your espresso? And how can you control your pre-infusions to get the most out of your coffee? Today, we'll dive into all those questions and go over how to control your pre-infusion using the Flair 58. Now, the Flair 58 allows you to control your pre-infusion time and pressure with no restrictions. The lever was designed with a 13-to-1 mechanical advantage, making controlling your pre-infusions even easier and requires less strength. In combination with the custom pressure gauge, it makes the whole pre-infusion process much more customizable. So let's get into it. So what is a pre-infusion? The term pre-infusion is in reference to saturating the puck with water under low pressure prior to ramping up to full pressure for your extraction. Essentially, before ramping up to full pressure, you want to make sure the water has evenly saturated the puck to avoid channeling and create a more even extraction of the coffee. And why are pre-infusions important? Well, first, it creates a more even saturation of the coffee puck, which is important to make sure the water is distributed evenly to improve your extraction. An uneven saturation typically results in some parts of the puck being over-extracted while other parts are under-extracted. If the puck isn't properly saturated, once you ramp up to full pressure, it will create channels. These channels are paths of least resistance where the water will move through more quickly while it will be moving slower through other areas of the puck. In the end, it'll result in a combination of over-extracted coffee from the channels and under-extracted coffee from the other areas of the puck. Pre-infusions can also help you draw out more of the flavor in your coffee as well. Often, the early parts of the extraction draw out more of the sweet and floral notes of your coffee. Once you ramp up to full bar pressure, the increased heat and pressure the coffee is subjected to break down the flavor compounds and bring out more of the bitter and earthy tones in the coffee. Furthermore, an adequate pre-infusion can help you grind a little bit more fine with your coffee, which opens up the coffee to bring out more of the flavor notes locked inside. Also, your roast level is important to remember as you're adjusting your pre-infusions. For example, when using a light roast, the dense structure of the beans slows down extraction and makes it harder for water to unlock the flavor notes hiding inside. Using a longer pre-infusion allows the water more time to penetrate the grounds and bring out those complex flavors. On the other hand, if you're brewing with a dark roast, those are typically less dense and don't pack down quite as tight inside the portafilter, so you can reduce your pre-infusion time to get that even extraction. Now, the great thing about using the Flair 58 is that you have full control to adjust your pre-infusions as you wish. Being that it's a lever-based system means that you can apply as much pressure as you want for as long as you want under no restrictions. Also, as you're dialing in a new roast, having a pressure gauge available to you that responds in real time is great for monitoring and adjusting your pre-infusions. And with that, there's no need to adjust water pumps or pre-infusion times that you might have to mess with on a semi-automatic machine. On a manual espresso maker, you have full real-time control to adjust things on the fly and get the most out of your coffee and customize your extraction process. On the other hand, semi-automatic machines don't offer this level of control without having to spend thousands of dollars more or adding modifications to the espresso maker. Most semi-automatic machines have a set pre-infusion time that is set to a specific pressure, so regardless of the roast you're using, you can't adjust that without making modifications to the machine, which makes the entire extraction process a lot less customizable. So now we'll go ahead and use the Flair 58 to demonstrate the pre-infusion process. I'll be using a light roast, about 20 grams. I've already dialed in my grind size, and I'll be brewing with water heated to 194 degrees Fahrenheit. So once the puck is prepared, I'll load the portafilter onto the machine, fill the brew cylinder with water, raise the lever to draw the water into the brew cylinder, and then immediately begin to lower the lever. Being that this is a light roast, it will take longer to pre-infuse, and using only 2 bars will ensure the water will slowly saturate the puck evenly prior to extraction. Once the puck begins to drip consistently, I'll ramp up to full pressure until I reach about 40 grams in the cup, then taper off until I reach 50 grams, a ratio of 1 to 2.5. So if you're constantly getting a lot of channeling, or you end up with an espresso that's very bitter and sour and your friends just don't like it, try increasing your pre-infusion time to draw out more of those flavors up front and also reduce channeling in general. Also, keep in mind the roast level you're using. You can dial in your puck prep process all you want. However, if you're not adjusting your pre-infusions for the level of roast or flavor profile, then you're not going to be getting the most out of your coffee. And again, having the level of control and ability to customize your extraction process the way you want, as you can on the Flair 58, is a level of customization you can't find on any other espresso makers at this price point. So if you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe. If you have questions, drop those in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.